with our next episode of Around the Block. This is my co-host Aaron, and we have members of actually two different boxes this time of a band called Where Giants Once Stood. They're from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and we're very, very happy that you guys came on tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
All right, guys, I'll ask the first question. How did you guys get into the music scene, and how did you get into making music in general?
You want to go, Brandon? We'll do Brandon, Mark, me.
Sure.
Sure, yeah. How long ago was this?
A couple of years.
Yeah, I guess like out of high school. It must have been like grade 9 or 10. I joined my first band. I'd been playing guitar for a bit already. I found an old acoustic in my basement that belonged to my stepdad, and every time they left, I would sneak down there and grab it and play it. And eventually he was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were getting rid of this." Of course. So high school, I joined my first band, and it just kind of stuck from there. I've been hopping around from band to band as, you know, time passes, and playing different instruments, getting into different genres and things like that. So.
Yeah, it's similar for me. I started in high school. It's been a number of years. A couple of bands in the city that did, you know, were pretty good, and then I kind of stopped when I had kids. And you know, I think it was 2020 that I got a message from Jordan.
21, yeah.
I was actually walking with a buddy, and I was like, "Man, I would love to be in a band again, man." And then I looked on my phone like 20 minutes later, and Jordan messaged me, asked me to join. Because I'm from here, and they're from actually out in Ontario area.
Nice.
Yeah, mine's actually very similar to Brandon's. I was like 10 years old. I was bugging my dad about an old acoustic in our like storage area, and he kept ignoring me, and then I kept asking, and eventually he's like, "All right, fine." And then I basically just didn't put it down and kept on it, and then I started going to shows. I think I was 11. And saw Green Day, and I went to a bunch of local punk shows, and then I think I formed my first band when I was about 12, and been basically doing it ever since.
Green Day was awesome.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet, and how long have you been together?
So Jordan and I have a weird story. So we both are from Ontario. We didn't go to the same school or live anywhere near each other. We lived several hours away from each other, but in that high school era time period, our bands ended up playing a show together, and the first thing I remember is you guys just loading your gear in, and I was always a social butterfly, so I'm like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm in such and such band. You guys need help loading in?" And we kind of just became band buddies at that point. And a couple months later, you know, we play another gig together, and he's like, "I remember you." I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on, man?" And we just kind of kept in touch on socials. Like, Facebook came out around that time. Fast forward years later, like, I don't know, 10, 12 years later or something like that.
Like a decade.
Yeah. I live in Nova Scotia at the time. We moved out here almost like 8 years ago. And he was considering moving out here, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, remember me? I'm looking to move out here. Is it feasible?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, come on in. I'll show you around." And he came out here with some of his family, and I took him around downtown Halifax, and we got drunk and ate poutine together and saw a Kiss cover band. And it was from there. And he bought a house and moved his family here.
I mean, really, are you a Nova Scotian if you haven't gotten drunk downtown Halifax and eaten poutine?
Right.
Gonna have to.
It's part of
Gotta
the
end
tradition.
Where are you from in Ontario?
Toronto, basically.
Yeah, all around Toronto.
The area?
What's that, sorry?
The Greater Toronto area?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up all over the place. I'd moved around from, you name it, Scarborough, Beaches, Etobicoke. I lived kind of everywhere growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys name each of your childhood favorite bands?
Probably Avenged Sevenfold for me.
Your childhood?
Yeah, I was
What
8
your
years old
childhood
listening
band? The
to...
one that-
I mean, I wasn't really into rock when I was really young. I listened to everything, right? So the first instance of I don't know. All right, you answer. I'll think about this one.
I mean, for me, childhood is Green Day off the top. for sure. That was what made me want to pick up guitar. And then from there, it went to like, basically, it was like Green Day. And then my dad showed me Black Sabbath. And then I went basically straight to Ozzy and Metallica. And that was basically how I learned how to like really play guitar, Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then just got heavier from there.
Yeah, it was all about Nirvana for me when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Nirvana and Green Day, Offspring, stuff like that. And then it got really heavy really quickly for me.
Actually, I wanted to say something really quickly. It's really funny because in the same way as you, is I was stealing my dad's CDs, and first band was Black Sabbath for me too. That really got me into that music, and I remember stealing his CDs, and that was like the band that kind of got me into that genre of music really early in the day. So I just kind of related to that.
My dad actually got it for me, and I didn't actually like it very much. I was actually like, it kind of like scared me. Like the opening track, Black Sabbath, right? It's got the bells and the rain, and like I was like 9 or something, and I was like, this is intense. But like, I also was like, I also kind of like it. Like it's scary, but it was more. I actually kind of circled back to Sabbath. It was like I almost moved to Ozzy, and then that led to Metallica, and then I kind of went back to Sabbath, and and kind of went back around.
Okay, what is each of your standout song of all time?
I read this question and it's to me it's the same as like, what's your favorite? I don't know if I can.
I have one.
It's One. You go ahead, man. It's One.
It's One by Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember hearing that as a kid, and I was like, "This is the best song ever made."
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. I remember ripping the music video off of Kazaa on my on my like dial-up internet for 8 hours, and just like the intensity and like the narration with the lyrics, and then especially for me being like a lead guitar player, like hearing that end breakdown and then the guitar solo, I was like. Again, like I was like maybe 11 or 12, and I was like, "This is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life." And yeah, that was a game. Yeah, same for me. I mean, it's hard to say it's true now. It's like obviously it's nostalgic and I love it, but it's like, but yeah, if I had to be like, what was the one? It's like it has to be that because that just absolutely changed my perspective on how music could sound.
Okay.
I like that you said Kazaa and not Napster.
No, I didn't have
LimeWire.
Napster. I had Kazaa.
LimeWire, BearShare,
Yeah, man.
all the things that got your computer virus.
Yeah.
I know. What is each of your standout
Marshmallow
songs of all time?
Definitely Welcome to the Jungle.
Sorry.
That was like I don't know. Every time I heard that when I was in my teenage years, it was like that was like my jam. Like Welcome Jungle, come on, I was dancing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The vocals in that are pretty intense and good.
You know what? I'm going to say something like, I have a few of these, but when I was younger, video games kind of ruled my world. So I'm the youngest of like all my cousins and my sisters and stuff like that. So whenever we would hang out, I would always be watching and stuff like that. Anyway, by the time I got to the age where I finally got to play, I was playing games like ATV Off-Road Fury, like Tony Hawk, things like that. And that shaped a lot of the music that I know now and listen to.
Me too.
So, like, I remember playing ATV Off-Road Fury. I must have been like 9 or so. And Spoon Man came on by Soundgarden. And I was like, what is this? It was like, my first, like, real heavier rock experience. And, like, yeah, that's one of them anyway. I could name a few like that, like Alice in Chains as well.
I found skate videos too. Skate videos that I watched always had some banging songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Tony Hawk. Now I can recognize Tony Hawk songs when they're played. Like when the original song was playing on the radio, I'm like, oh, Tony Hawk! Like it's that memory. Like if you play Tony Hawk, you've heard those songs a million times over.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. What is each of your standout songs of all time? And what stands out to you? If you had to particularly name one. Oh, sorry. What is your process of writing songs? I apologize.
I can cut that out.
No worries. I think usually it's kind of starts with an idea of either me or Brandon, and we have like our own studios and stuff, so we just kind of demo the song, write parts, kind of get, I don't know, a little more than a skeleton of a song, send it amongst each other. It's a pretty modern way of songwriting. I think most bands kind of do that now. Like we've only actually been able to get in a room and write one song together. We'd like to do it more, but it's hard because of time constraints and whatever. But yeah, I think that's kind of usually what it stems from. It's like I'll have, the majority of the song kind of ironed out. I'll just program some drums simply, and we'll record some like silly scratch vocals, and then we'll like send them over and be like, what do you guys think? And then everybody kind of adds to it, makes the parts better. We cut some things, we add some things, and then it becomes a little more collaborative kind of after that. And
once the skeleton is kind of through, at least me and Jordan will link up and sort of go through it again and cut things here, add things here, go through it, send it off to Mark, and he'll add his drums and give notes and things like that.
It's amazing how good it always turns. Like, even if you have such a if it's a basic idea, it always turns into something so big just from all of us collaborating on it. Just small little things that eventually become the whole thing.
How does that differ for you, Aaron, actually? Because you're a solo artist. So, like, do you collab with other artists? Like, kind of in the same way?
We have a big network of guys I work with down here, and it's kind of along the same lines in a way. Just like I'll record my vocals, give them like the topic of what's going on and stuff, and then send it over to them. But I'll record at my studio, right? So it's like they all have to come see me eventually. So the process it's kind of similar, but it varies in a big way, right?
Yeah, because Aaron is actually a hip hopper, and he produces his own music and hip hop.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so like when we started the show, it's like I'm the metal girl, he's the hip hop, and then we can kind of cover all genres of music, right? So it's kind of nice to see different perspectives and how different artists, different genres kind of do their craft, because it is kind of similar and different in the same senses, right?
Yeah, see, my next question is, I'm looking for a rock band to kind of collab with. That's the funny part, right? And I'll let you guys check out some stuff, see what goes from there, and I want to get to like the Linkin Park Jay-Z type shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something we've actually talked about. We're all hip-hop fans.
Yeah.
And we really like a lot of it, and we listen to it actively. So
I've never listened to hip-hop before.
I think
except for Brandon, he doesn't like it.
I think there definitely used to be like a bigger divide genre-wise, and like I'm sure it tied into everything in the world, and politics and all the other things that go along with it. But like, it seems like it's not really that much of a thing. Like, especially since, like you mentioned, like Jay-Z and Linkin Park. It's like almost since around that time, it's almost just like it seems like most people are a lot more open to music. Like,
well,
I don't know. Like, we all grew up like listening. Like, obviously we were in a metal band, and we grew up with rock and our parents' music and stuff, whatever it was they were listening to. But like, we also grew up listening to hip hop. Like, especially Mark and I. Like, Brandon obviously has a slightly different upbringing from Mark and I. Being a black kid from Toronto, it's going to be a little different than a white kid from the country, right? But yeah, no, all of us are pretty influenced by hip hop, and even like some of the way that I write lyrics, like I find more inspiration in like hip hop writing and words, the way that the words tie together. Not necessarily word play, I would say, but just some of the stuff that I try to write. I'm more influenced by hip hop than I am by rock lyrically, honestly. And I know Brandon is.
I'll tell you this, like I have an argument. I'm from the hood, right? So I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of people down here don't have that mentality, like, oh, do you listen to rock? No, I'm open to all music, because if you listen to what's going on and you actually have a musical history, everything stems from rock and roll. So how can you not like that, but you like hip hop? It's kind of contradicting itself in a way, right? So
rock and roll was out before hip hop, right? So you're right.
Before, 100%. So
it was
like,
kind of paved the way for that like music. Definitely like Elvis Presley. We got to give him props, because he did pave the way for everything that kind of follow along behind it, right? He was breaking norms back then that you didn't do that shit back then.
That's right.
There was other bands too, but I mean Elvis sticks out. But there was a lot of other bands that bands that were doing things
himself,
that wasn't allowed on stage.
We also got, in the 2000s, I would say we were all pretty into nu metal, and I mean that obviously had a lot of hip hop elements. So it kind of all fused. And I'm surprised that kind of went away. It seemed like a natural thing
Seems like it's coming back.
And
New metal's coming back for sure.
I think so
You
too.
gotta bring it back.
There were a few like genre fusion bands that just like were so good that didn't really break, they didn't break that sort of threshold. And one band that comes to mind is not Nonpoint. What are they called? Skindred. And they had, it was a new metal sound, but the lead singer, he's Jamaican. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a reggae, like patois thing on the new metal sound, on the heavy rock sound. And they had some wicked tunes.
Yeah.
You would have heard, like, if you played Need for Speed Underground, the video game thing again, but you've heard their music before.
I'm gonna have to check it out just to be sure.
I wanted to mention too. You were saying, I was just trying to think. It was going through my brain about, because you're talking about like the connections of like rock and roll and hip hop, and like I'm a little bit of a like amateur music historian, if you will.
Alan Cross Jr.
You were just mentioning like these different artists, and if you aren't aware, which most people aren't, and it's criminal, but you should check out Sister Rosetta Tharpe. So very quickly, she is basically, by music historians, considered like the mother of rock and roll, and actually predates a lot of the men that are credited with the invention of rock and roll. But she was a black woman from the South, and because of that, doesn't get talked about. Like, she was like ripping guitar solos and shit in like
She's from Georgia, right?
Like at the advent of like electricity.
I think so.
Wow.
Georgia.
She's massively important and wildly underrated, and if it's of any interest to you, looking into like the history of these things and how it's tied in,
100%.
she is a name that you should look into, and you'll be like, what the fuck, why don't I know who this person is? Like, she's so important, and
Correct
she's
me if
just
I'm
been
wrong. Correct me if I'm
raised.
wrong. She's from Georgia, correct?
I don't know, probably like, yeah, one of the southern,
Yeah.
one of
her
the
name?
areas basically where blues and jazz kind of were created from the situation at hand. Yeah.
What was her name again, Jordan?
Sister Rosetta Thorpe or Tharpe.
I think I read about this.
No, I'll
pretty
definitely
important.
note that, because like on the channel, we, this is one show, but we want to break off on these shows, and like one of them would be covering like other things like that. So that I would definitely do like a history or some sort of episode on her to kind of like showcase some of that stuff. That's great. Like,
Everyone should know who she is. It's one of those artists where it's
Arkansas.
like music wouldn't be what it is without her. Like, it just wouldn't be, and she doesn't get the credit. Like, even I forget his name. Whatever, I could rant about it all day. But anyways, yeah, check her out.
Aaron,
She's important.
that Forgot to
Arkansas.
Mention title might be a good one to do those kind of episodes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We have a show title, Forgot to Mention. That would actually be really good kind of subject matter for that style show of all these people that over history that haven't been paid it the respects.
The
20 years
recognition.
later. We could definitely do an episode on her. I'm almost like wanting to do it now.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
It's a hell of a story.
No, I will. I'm gonna look her up. Like I said, I got this all recorded, so I can look up the name once I get off. But yeah, thank you. This is the kind of stuff that we want to do with these interviews, is kind of get like these information out and get to know like this kind of stuff, because this kind of stuff just doesn't get talked about on a lot of podcasts, right? So that's like great.
Right.
I love that.
All right, last one's you, Christine.
Is that yours or mine? Is it mine? Oh yeah, it is. How do you feel about the current music scene, both locally and mainstream?
Locally, like here in Nova Scotia, it seems to be, I mean, it's fantastic, and it's growing, which is awesome. So one thing especially for the metal scene, to my understanding, rock and metal used to be pretty big in Halifax, and they had a dedicated venue for things like that. I mean, there's always Gus's, and Gus's is legendary in itself. It was the Pavilion, right? That sort of hosted the other, and the Pavilion shut down, and that took a hit on the scene, I believe, and metal sort of died off in general anyway. It was dying off and things like that, but it seems to be coming back. It's growing, and everybody here is super excellent to each other, and everybody's very, I don't even know, I can't think of the words, but
Supportive?
it's good. It's very good.
It is good to see. I mean, it seemed like from, I don't know, 2014-ish, bands just kind of were dying, like, in the city here, and
Right.
it just, after COVID, I think everyone was like, oh, I miss playing music. They pick up their
Just
instrument
going to
again.
shows.
And then all these bands just showed up at that time. Look at most bands, they were either developed or came back on the scene around that time, and it's really cool to see. And yeah, the Pavilion is it's good to see that they're doing that still.
They got Radstorm though now,
and Radstorm,
which is important because you want all ages.
Yeah, that
venues.
was where we started.
Venues.
That's how we hit the city originally. When I was in high school, we came into the city and played the Pavilion. That was the only venue. All the other bands were underage and from the schools around, and we met all kinds of people that way. So it's good to see that's all that stuff's coming back.
And I would say to comment on like the greater music scene as a whole, like it seems like a similar sentiment just on like the macro scale where it's like music is maybe like bigger than ever and more like maybe even more interesting than ever. Like even what we were talking about, right? Just with like genres or mashing. Like I know especially in metal, like it has become a far more, I mean, it's always been like an inclusive genre in a sense, but there's also been non-exclusive or inclusive elements to it. And it just seems, especially genre-wise, that like people are just being more open and supportive to other types of music and like melding stuff together. And it's like the melting pot of like culture and influences, I think, is interesting. You hear it even in some pop music now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can, again, speaking from the metal perspective, like I know factually, I was literally just reading an article that metal as a whole is essentially bigger than it's ever been, other than like the heyday of like the hair metal, which is hard to like really compare because you're talking like the 80s with like ticket sales that were $10 and then people would sell 20 million records. The world was different, but like, for instance, I know like they just did a Warped Tour show, like a festival one-off instead of the touring thing that just happened, I think, this past weekend. And all the headliners were metal bands. And there was like 100,000 people there. So it's like...
It's coming back.
I think it's pretty strong. It seems like ticket sales are up. Like the big pop stars are setting records.
Yeah.
So it's like, it seems strong.
There's a lot of...
Sleep Token, I think, of Falling.
Sleep Token's a great example, for sure.
Sorry.
There's a lot of opportunities now with technology, too, that weren't available for bands. And there's a lot of opportunities to do things really interesting and, like, add the theatrics to things. Things are cheaper to produce for yourself now.
Even what we do here,
You can,
like
I think it's kind of a good thing. I mean, you can kind of jump over a label nowadays and make a full-time living easily. I think so. And like, we stream on Twitch and we make our revenue through that. Like, that's something you couldn't do a handful of years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
That's right.
all these things are very new, and I think it's just the evolution, right? Bands have to kind of shift their focus, and that's sort of how music's always been, though.
Yeah, addressing the gaps.
Ever changing.
Yeah, I mean, technology changes culture, right? Like, not just music, everything. It's like inherently human that technology changes everything we do, right? So it makes sense that it's going to change music too. So you got to kind of go with the flow. And that's why I was saying about the twitching, about like, we're in our like little Twitch stream room right now and we do it twice a week.
Streaming completely changed. Like we don't have album sales like we did in the 80s. We have streams, right?
Yeah.
We don't even do, like, they had to completely change how they do that to account for streaming now, right? I don't know when they did that, but the Billboard, I think it's the Billboard Top 100 or whatever. However, they decide who's the best-selling artist. They had to reconfigure all of that to allow for streaming, because I just watched like a history of that and how artists were trying to mess with like doing t-shirt sales and doing like a free download with it to increase their
the merch bundles.
Yeah, we don't sell albums anymore. Where it's not like the 80s and 90s. Everything kind of had to change about music. How you deliver it to the consumer, how you like everything, how we get it as end consumers has completely changed.
Even this show itself stemmed from that. Like the whole music industry itself isn't personal, so you don't know anybody personally anymore. You just get an overall generalization of who they portray themselves to be. You know what I mean? That's a big misconception. So we're trying to have this platform in order to get a personal connection with the artist.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, like the old MTV days. Like the whole reason like I thought of this show was, you remember back in the day when they would do like the old shows where they'd show and talked about to the artists and stuff. We don't have those. Me and him were talking, a lot of the TV or a lot of the music channels that are on YouTube are literally either criticizing them or just doing like top 10 countdowns and just trying to get clicks. And it's like, we need to connect the viewer, like the audience, to the bands again. Like we had when we grew up. That's how I found most of my music was on Much Music. And, you know, I get on there in a show and you'd be like, oh my God, this amazing new band. I've never seen this before. We don't really have that in this landscape, right?
No. You get Jimmy reacting to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's all reaction videos now, yeah.
That's exactly, or it's reaction to mainstream music because they know that's going to get clicks. So they're covering music that's in the commercial realm because they want to get clicks. So they're doing names that are big, that are in the news, not the locals that are trying to get up there. And it's like, we need to highlight these people and we need to give them a platform because there isn't those old shows like we had when like I said, I remember distinctly when I was a kid, that was my only way of getting new music was the shows that were bringing the metal shows and stuff that were on Much Music. That's how I got all my bands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do here, right? And that's why we're seeking out people, because I know for a fact, like, I've already, like, he brought on his Jay Gooch, and now he's got one of my favorite songs of all time that I've never heard of this guy before in my life, and now I'm rocking out to his song every day.
That's awesome.
Movie, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Awesome. We have a lot of talent here.
We do. It's just not getting highlighted because you guys don't got millions of dollars behind you to get pushed into the mainstream.
Yeah.
A lot of the music these days, it lacks substance. It lacks meaning. It's repetitive. There's no more baby making music. There's no authenticity. It's crazy.
It's true.
So on the underground scene, though, if there's a lot more talent out there that needs recognition. These guys, I'm not trying to downplay anybody on the radio. Kudos to them, but at the same extent, a lot of you guys are trash. And there's artists and bands out there that have a lot of shit to say, that don't have the platform in order to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's tough to break through, man, for sure. And yeah, if you have, a lot of times when people have something to say, it's harder for them to break through because sometimes people don't want them to break through because they have something to say, right? I think that's a thing.
The one positive thing I'll spin on that is it seems like people, like I said earlier, like these bands that are not on labels, if you find the right niche and you can market that, and you can make some money, I think.
Yeah.
It's just a little different. Like, you're not throwing as much money at a label. You're keeping all that. If you're smart and you can handle that, then it's possible. That's a lot of work.
And
it is a lot more possible than it ever was, for sure. Because you guys have the resources that never were there 20 years ago.
No, like, you couldn't record before, like, years ago. Like, you weren't going to be able to afford that. Now you can just get a friggin' iPad and do it all through that in the last, 10 years.
Our show, we would never be able to create anything like this 20 years ago. Because even
no way.
Yeah.
Software makes it so easy for us to even, like, get an idea going and making it happen relatively quickly, like, for sure.
Agreed.
Okay, so what we'll do in it now is we go into the song portion. I'm going to play the song, we're going to react to it, and then you guys can just, like, kind of give us a little bit of a setup of the song, and then we'll play it, and then we'll lead into the next one. So I'm going to play Dead to You first. If you guys want to give us a little bit of a explanation on Dead to You first.
Yeah, so that's our current single. We just put it out like a week ago, like yesterday. It's the single off our new record, and it's just about relationships breaking down with like friends and family. Like, everybody has a relationship maybe that they held dearly to them, and just over time, with age, experience, things just change. And I guess the feeling is just, it can be frustration, but it can also be good to let go of things and move on. And that's kind of the idea. So it's like the lyric is, if I'm dead to you, you're dead to me too, which seems inherently negative, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, as much as it's just like an aggressive way of moving on, I guess. And that was sort of lyrically the theme that I had is shit changes, and you don't need to hang on to it. You move on and, live your life.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I really like this one. I like that. I haven't even heard it, and I already like the message of it.
I hope you enjoy it.
we're gonna play it.
AI.
Sweet cover art too.
Thanks.
Definitely tell the new metal like inspirations from you guys 100%, and I loved it. I absolutely that
Definitely need to collab.
I've heard in a long time.
Thank you.
Why is it playing on you when it comes to
What's that?
okay, hold on.
I like the bridge there, man. How it went down and came back into it. It was right on point, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good call.
Who does the drumming? Who does the drumming? You're awesome. I love it. I love
Thank
your
you.
fucking drumming. I was
Very much appreciate that. I try.
Yeah, are you talking about the heavy bridge or the acoustic bridge?
The acoustic.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's like the third chorus. Like the bridge is that really heavy part, and I tried to like crescendo it and then bring it back down with the drop of the acoustic, so you have that dynamic swell of like really heavy and crazy aggressive, and then instead of coming back into like a big, huge chorus, we brought it right down and then built the chorus back up, right, to try to like, you want to drive home that melody of the chorus, right, and create a little bit of like interest, because you don't want to hear the same thing. Like
That's
there's
right.
like 3 or 4 choruses in that song, right? It's like you need to change stuff.
It's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
I respect
It's
the
fun,
process.
fun to
So this is our first on the show, which is great. You guys have a music video for the next one, which is, where's the name of it? So Comes the End, right? This is a music video that I'll be playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, we're excited because, like I said, this is the first actual music video we've had for an artist on the show. So when I told Aaron, I was like, "Yay, we get to watch a music video!"
Nice.
So I'm gonna load that up here. So just give me 1 second here. Share. Full screen. And play.
Yeah, I definitely gotta holler at you guys about a collab.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Everything's gone wrong, and we'll never make it. Defeat the hate machine, I can barely take it. Lead us like a dog, all for entertainment. No matter what they say, it's just lies to me. No matter what they say, it's fucking lies to me. So comes the end to all that we know. Everything that we wanted to be is falling away. And everything that we're expected to be is falling away. Pushing back before we fall. The attack will lose it all. Push them back, or we will fall. If they attack, we'll lose it all. Everything that we wanted to be is falling away. And everything that we're expected to be is falling away. Everything that we wanted to be is falling away. And everything that we're expected to be is falling away.
That was fucking dope too.
2 for 2. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
2 for 2. I'm really impressed with your singing voice, Brandon.
It's
you.
good.
Thank you
It's
very
very good.
I think
Very nice.
I was just saying to Mark, Brandon, I think we said crushing. I think that we should say try as I may.
Yeah, that's cool.
The
I
video
was
turned
thinking
out
the
cool.
same thing.
Yeah,
Like
just
the
with the
video?
video quality
Okay.
difference and like it was
Yeah.
the main single off the last record and shit. I was like,
Yeah,
I
that's cool.
think it's a better song. So
I can pull that up.
Our buddy filmed it.
I wasn't sure if it was too late to change stuff, and I was literally
Oh, we can
thinking
do whatever
the
you guys
same
want,
thing.
man.
Yeah, I figured it was worth mentioning. Yeah, these are all shot by our buddy Josh Lavoie as well. He plays in a band called Without Fear. Solid dude. He's always at shows taking
Shout out.
photos. We're gonna be
What
doing
was the
some
name
Always
of
more.
at
it
shows
again?
taking photos.
Josh Lavoie.
No,
No, in the name of
Oh,
the
this
song.
song, "Try as I May."
Oh, tries I may, sorry.
Yeah, we're going to be playing in August together.
Big shout
actually.
out, Josh.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys can let us know about the venues and stuff too. You know,
Got it up here.
Propeller Arcade. It's the venue.
Okay.
It's a cool spot. There's 8 arcades and it's pretty big. Like they do wrestling events there. So it's
Actually,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
dope.
Yeah, good beer, arcades. You know,
Music,
shows. It's
can't
great.
go wrong.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. We played there last year for our EP release, so we're gonna do it again this year, August 22nd downtown, and got some dope
Tradition.
bands. Yeah.
Okay, so this is I brought that up, so I'll get that shared. By the way, when you guys do your videos, do you guys do them yourselves, or do you actually like? Because that seemed professional. Like, so is that
Well-
something you guys are actually putting together yourselves?
It's a bit
So-
of a mix.
So that one was filmed. These next two were both filmed by our buddy Josh, who does it like semi-professionally, and then yeah, edits, and we can outsource and stuff for like rough cuts and stuff. We have a couple videos that are a little lower quality that we like filmed in the basement and stuff. Then we just send it to somebody to like edit, but we're trying to do less of that and more like ever since we've become friends with Josh, he gives us good prices. His work is just so much higher quality, and
He's very
Yeah.
good. Very,
So-
very good. Highly recommend
It's
it.
kind of
So-
funny.
I was gonna say I got a guy down here, man, and he does all our videos and stuff down here. He shoots pretty much from here all the way up to like Ottawa area. He's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
it's important to have somebody who's good at that. You know, it's the same thing with
Hell yeah.
recording and stuff, right? Like you want to have
Yeah,
it look good.
we're trying to cultivate a bit of an image, as you could probably tell through our last video. So it definitely makes a big
It's like
difference.
our
It was
first
Try As You May, right? I got the right video up.
"Try as I May." Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. You got it.
All right.
Shout out to Cash Vision. Check them out.
Climbing through the wreckage of a kingdom you once knew. What have you done?
Yeah, I fuck with you guys.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate that.
Oh, you're muted, Christine.
I think she said she fucked with you guys too. Christine, you're muted.
Yeah, okay. There
Sorry,
we go.
I was saying,
Okay.
again, I will say it. You guys, I think you and Aaron would make a dope song together. Like, you guys seem to have like that newer style that would just flow really well with like. You probably haven't listened to any of his songs. If you listen to song episode 2, it's actually all about Aaron and his stuff, and he's got really good hip hop songs. Like, I really love his style as well.
You look familiar. I feel like I saw a post of you maybe on Hip Hop Nova Scotia. Maybe, I don't know. I follow that Instagram account.
I got a few people out there that I fuck with actually, so you might be spot on.
Wait.
Did you do Music Week or anything last year?
No, I was locked up.
Sure, okay.
Okay, well, I want to thank you guys 100% for giving us your time. Like, I'm very, like, so happy I met you guys. I love your music. I have 3 new songs for my playlist now.
Nice.
Legit, I'm going to be rocking your music now as soon as I add you guys, like, all those YouTube links. So, I
I
appreciate
was already on it, Christine. I'm checking it out.
There you go.
I'm actually
Nice,
thinking
man.
that we should start a playlist and on our YouTube channel for everybody that we feature and have a playlist of these songs because
Yeah, you should
we
definitely do that.
Well,
we'll,
we
we'll
literally
share it,
found
for sure.
Yeah, like, I'm not even joking. Like, I knew we were going to find people with talent, but I'm really blown away at the talent that we found so far. And we've only 5 episodes into it.
It's a lot of great stuff out of Nova Scotia.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like I was saying, I mean, we're on here to promote, right? So August 22nd is our EP release show. It's at Propeller Arcade, and we got the Orchids and Without Fear. It's a banging show. We got pre-sales available on Eventbrite, and it enters you into a merch raffle. So somebody's gonna win a bunch of shirts and pins, and I think maybe a hoodie. Yeah, it's gonna be a great night. Tickets are only $10 pre-sale and 15 at the door, and it's a Friday night. So
Yeah, the last year was great.
yeah, it was.
Big turnout, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it bigger this year. So
See how many wins it? I'll be buying some tickets just to support you guys, man.
fuck
Send
yeah,
us the
man.
link.
Appreciate
you.
that, dude. Thank
Now,
you very
on the
much.
Instagram, please send me whatever links you, because when I upload this to the YouTube, I include everybody's, like, and I've got links for everybody's channel leading back. So anything you want me to share link-wise for that, just send that to me in the Instagram post, and that will get put on the description of this video.
Sure, I'll send you our link tree. That's kind of what I use for everything. That way you get all the info with one click. So
I gotta get your information too, guys. I definitely plan to work with you guys.